Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Carmona. This is a quick step on how to create a single member LLC or an S-Corp, S Corporation in California. I'm a certified public accountant and a certified fraud examiner. You can find me at carmonataxcpa.com. And you could also email me at chris@carmonataxcpa.com. Let's go ahead and jump right in. First thing you need to do is choose a corporate name and run an entity name search. And while this may seem easy, keep in mind that if you're a professional corporation or a certain type of corporation, that these names have to follow specific guidelines. So make sure you look those up. You're going to have to file the application. I've included the links here, and a $100 fee if it's a corporation with the Secretary of State of California. So the application that you complete also has specific guidelines as well. For example, if you're a dentist and you create dental medical equipment, some of that wording may not be appropriate and it will get rejected and sent back. So I encourage you to look up the exact rules on how everything should be named. Next thing you need to do is, once the application is approved by the Secretary of State, which typically takes 2 weeks or so, you can apply for your employer identification number directly from the IRS. You can do that online and get it instantly, or you can mail it in or have your preparer do it, and it takes about 2 weeks to come in as well. The interesting thing about this is within a couple of days of when the Secretary of State will send you the registered information, you'll receive your EIN. So you're going to need both. Just because you're registered on the site does not mean that their PDF is available with your register number. And so you need that actual piece of paper from the Secretary of State, and they typically mail it to you, and they also upload it online. But given both of these, once your name's approved, you can apply for your EIN. So that would be your next step. Next thing you do is you take a copy of the Articles of Inc. and a copy of your EIN to your business bank and open a business checking account. A couple things you may want to consider when you're opening a checking account is, number one, do you have a good relationship with the bank? Do you have a personal account there? Will the combined monies in both accounts be enough to waive some fees? Does the bank offer a payroll service provider? Does the bank also offer discounts on, let's say, QuickBooks or Quicken or some sort of software? So these are some things you may want to consider. If it's a smaller bank rather than a bigger bank, they'll probably play ball more with you. Bigger bank may have remote in options for your accountant. So there are some pluses and minuses. I encourage you to do your research. Either way, take your Articles of Inc. and the EIN and head to the bank, open an account along with your identification. Next step 4, tell your employer, if you're currently employed and they're the ones who want you to be on your S-Corp, or if that's your decision, and any old clients that you have and any new clients that you're going to have, to pay your S-Corp now. So-and-so Inc. or LLC or whatever it is named. Do not have them pay you under your social anymore. Those socials get matched with the IRS. So it's much better if you're going to have an S-Corp, you want that income on the S-Corp side, not on the individual side of the return. So in order to do that with an employer, you're going to fill out IRS Form W-9 with your new corporate name and your new EIN number. Give that to them, and that should suffice that. Step 5, file the statement of information with the Secretary of State. So this statement of information, it's got to be done within 90 days after you register, and it's a $20 fee. Anytime you have any other changes, officer changes, name changes, address changes, you've got to file a new statement of information. So make sure that's kept up current. Failure to file these are annual. Fail to file them, I think the penalties are like $200. So you want to make sure that you file them annually. Next step 6. The sole incorporator, which was you, or not an agent or your CPA, or if you're doing this yourself, is now the new officer. New officer of the corporation should create some corporate bylaws, hold corporate minutes, and in those minutes, or hold corporate meetings and have minutes, and then they should authorize an S election in those meetings, and then create an accountable plan if you have a home office or if you're using some of your personal expenses that are no longer personal now because you have an S-Corp. So that would include home office, vehicles, that sort of, splitting between utilities, internet, telephone, all of that. Just create an accountable plan. There's steps online how to do that. You can, of course, ask your accountant or CPA to help you. Also, we're going to look at the S election. So you'll authorize that in your minutes of your meetings. Now, in order to apply for that S election, you need to complete Form 2553 with the IRS. It must be done within 2.5 months of the start of the fiscal year. So you kind of have a different timeline for this. This will allow you to take the benefits that incorporating with an S-Corp has. The two reasons you want to do this, one was to reduce your limited liability. The other is reduce self-employment tax. So in order to reduce self-employment tax, you got to be an S-Corp. In order to be an S-Corp, you need to file the 255(3) election. You need to do it on time. If you don't do it on time, there are some late filing forms that you can complete and try to get out of it. But if you're following these steps to set it up, just do it right the first time. Last thing you need to do, well, close to the last thing you need to do is choose your own bookkeeping software. Choose a payroll service company, ADP, Paychecks, there's a ton of them out there, and open a company credit card. Now that you're going to have your own bank account, you're going to have your own company credit card, you're your own business now. This business is separate from you. So Michael Jordan Inc. does not write checks or use his Michael Jordan Inc. card to go to the movies. Neither should you. All of your expenses can be disallowed by the IRS. Will they do it? Probably not. They'll make you show receipts, go through a bunch of hoops, but they can disallow everything if you commingle funds. So make sure that you keep your business credit card charges, your business banking charges separate from your personal affairs. Step 9, discuss your tax plan with your CPA or your accountant. Now that you're going to be on company payroll, you'll have taxes withheld because you're setting up payroll. You'll have a reasonable salary and you'll have some taxes withheld. However, whatever's left over is going to be issued to you as a distribution. There isn't going to be any withholdings. So you really want to pay attention to where you're going to be tax-wise so that you don't have underpayment penalties throughout the year. And as you're continuing down this course, and if you're profitable, you want to set up a SEP IRA or something equivalent so that you can maximize your tax savings at the year end. So you're going to have those estimated tax payments coming in now on those big distributions. Hopefully they're big for you, and you want to look at setting up some retirement planning. So all of this can be discussed with your CPA along with tax fees. You're going to have to file an $800 LLC fee minimum every year with the state of California. It's 1.5% on the taxes above, I think it's above 150,000 now. So just keep that in mind as your S-Corp grows. And the fee for federal is 0. So those are quickly the steps. If you need any assistance or if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Go to my website. I've got several blogs on the subject, and good luck out there. Thank you. Have a great day.